What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic weekend. I have missed you all so dearly. It has been almost a week since I've seen you. It has been the most insane week at work. If any of you work outside, you know exactly what I mean. Truly brutal. But we've been going through the countdown. Not much news really going on too much around the league. I don't really like to post about like the stuff that people are just making up. So yeah, I do apologize. I've missed you all so dearly, but I hope you're all enjoying your week. Happy that you're here tonight. If you're watching this live, watching this later, I want to hear from you. This is your show. No Fan Friday yesterday, but we got a little SICKO Saturday. So ready to strap in here, ready to hear what's on your minds, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot thank you enough. So let's jump into this bad boy. Anything that is on your mind, let's get into it. And I know you guys with these shows, you like to get into everything under the sun, whether it be the Eagles or whatever else, but all about it. I will be heading to the beach tomorrow. So if anything happens, I'll try to make a video wherever I'm at, any posts I can do. But going to get a much needed break in life. So I'm going to be heading down to the beach tomorrow. So I wanted to make this tonight. So let's get it in, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all. Love you all. I'm ready to rock and roll. Truly miss you guys, man. It's been weird. Usually it's been a daily show in these parts, man. Like, I mean, nonstop. But as I told you, moving up in the world at work and doing things and just, dude, it is, oh my God. This week was, if you guys saw, I posted one of the pictures. I wanted to post the rest when it was done and it just got crazy. But, dude, it's been nuts. But I love you guys. Appreciate you. And no excuses around these parts, but it's just been nothing happening with the Eagles and I just haven't had time to put anything together. So I appreciate you, though, here tonight. So let's get it in. Little G, go Birds. Appreciate you tuning in here and happy again that you're going to be an uncle, but finding out it is a girl, that's what's up, my man. Very happy for you, and hope you and the family, everybody, everything goes well there, and appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Yo, my dude Dylan, let's go, baby. And yo, dude, always appreciate you taking the time here, and always with the kind words. Truly too kind, my friend, and I appreciate you taking the time here. It has been a long week and even a long day trying to get things in order as to what I need for the beach, trying to do all these things. And it's just been my brain. I kept saying to him, like, oh, I really need like a day off, like where I just do absolutely nothing. And that's coming my way here. So, but yo, dude, I appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a great week so far. And yo, Tiffany, let's go. A true sicko in here. Yo, all three of you sickos and all the rest of you sickos tuning in. Love to hear from you. Hope all is well out there. And look, again, not much is going on. This is that lull. And usually I've been able to put out stuff for you during this time and have a lot of stuff. But, it's been 10 times more insane than I could have ever imagined at work. And I went ahead, messed around, and found out. And, you work hard. I guess that happens. But, dude, I hope you're doing well. And look, I still have a lot of these shows that are in the chamber just waiting to be dropped. I just got to finish a lot of them, download 647 pictures to put in all this stuff because we're going to do a roster breakdown all 90 players. And we're going to talk about the training camp battles, all that stuff. As soon as I get back from vacation, I'm going to, try to do some work that weekend because I won't have to go back to work right away. So that's awesome. But it'll be right back to madness. So I'm going to try to get some of these things in for you guys and do my best to keep you entertained throughout this period here. But congrats again to you, little G. And it's great to see you guys. And, it's great to see, those players working out. And stuff like that, I'd love to jump on and talk to you guys about. But look, I did have a couple of pictures the other day. I just really, again, have not had any time to really make a video. But Johnny Wilson, Jalen Hurts were working out. Paris Campbell was out there. Then there was Saquon Barkley, Will Shipley. You guys remember what I talked about before the draft, why I liked Will Shipley and what I thought, someone like Saquon Barkley could do to help this kid's career. And when we drafted him, you all know I was quite excited. Getting 7 out of those 9 dudes, I think was pretty awesome because I think they fit exactly what we talked about in that pre-draft process. So seeing Johnny Wilson, one of my top fits for the Eagles before the draft, seeing these guys already getting that work in, talking about, obviously development is needed and you never know which way a career could go. And it's always so funny to see people like christening people or, oh, this guy is a bust. He sucks. Like someone said that today about Cooper DeJean. I saw in the comments. I was like, oh, no doubt. And why do you think he's a bust and he's not going to be good? And there was just no explanation. I'm like, oh, all right, dude. So people just want to be negative and want to be different. Like I'm deep, bro, and it's like, well, no doubt. I'll break down what I can for you. I know there's a lot of other stuff out there, and yes, they did. They whooped some behind tonight. And look, I'm gonna do my best to give you guys, what you deserve. But I see the chaos. People, everybody. Well, I see when you guys post and comment and retweet that stuff all the time. I don't myself see that stuff because I have most of those people muted or, I try not to see any of that or hear it because that's just a little too much for me. The Howard Eskins, the Dan Cilios, the ESPs. I just can't get into it, man. Can't do it. But more power to everyone that enjoys that stuff. But I'm going to do my best. I've already seen what they're trying with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. Is Hurts get traded? It's like, holy shit, dude. Like, I wish I could stop them, dude. And I do my best throughout the years to get people on board with the Eagles. And look, I know I've gotten a lot of hate for the Howie and Hurts stuff that I try to get people on board with and teaching the cap and who we're going to pick and trade for and sign. And I know that has rubbed feathers, but look, I think people should jump on board now. Like, okay, maybe he's right. Howie is pretty awesome. Jalen Hurts is the truth. Okay, all right. Like, I'm not trying to upset anyone. Like, I'm just trying to get people on board with what's actually happening in real life rather than what the media likes to try to push. And I'm already reaching out, trying to, talk to my source here, my buddy that, takes me to these close practices because I got to know, like with work, like, dude, you got to give me a heads up here. So, We'll see. But who do we think is going to get the most targets out of the backfield in the past game? Hurts having it around. Well, I think A.J. Brown and Devontae, you can get your fair share, but I think A.J. obviously will be leading the pack. But, you've got Goddard here. And if you, Paris Campbell, however you feel about him, I talked about Anais Smith before the draft as one of my top fits because I think he's the future 3. But Johnny Wilson, learning from AJ, Devontae, that development he needs, I think that's huge for him. He could be part of the future. Not so much right off the bat, but I think a red zone target that you'd like to see acclimated sooner rather than later, working on these things with a team like this, I think it's a perfect fit for him. So that's why we talked about him before the draft. I think that, this is going to be those 5, Britton Covey, I think could be a receiving, target, not just somebody that you use as a returner, one of the better returners in the game. So I think he can make his way onto the team doing that. Now, I know a lot of people like John Ross, and maybe with the new kick return rules, he can help out there with that speed. So maybe he can prove something this summer. But there's some competition there, and there's a lot of back end guys. And I think that there's, a lot of competition, but there's a lot of talent. So that's great for Jalen Hurts, right? So I think not only that, but Saquon Barkley. And also, Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, going to implement more, 12 personnel. So even that second tight end that I'm always harping about, but you're running back and, just the intermediate throws where you're trying to get the ball out, trying to avoid the blitz and, things that we were driving ourselves crazy about. But I think that this is going to be awesome this year. I've talked about it over and over again here. I think this is going to be the top offense. I don't care about the Chiefs, anybody. With the rushing attack, Jalen Hurts, another year now, a new system, Kellen Moore, I get that. But I think that this, is going to be a very dominant offense. I mean, you added Saquon. I think people are really sleeping on that. And I know Giants fans are trying to talk themselves through that. Well, yeah, he was never good. Like, dude, the only good player he had. No doubt, man, you want to go out like that. But I think this offense is going to be nuts. And Jalen Hurts is going to be right back to an MVP level like he was last year. And I keep saying, oh, come back here for Jalen Hurts. And then some of it, he's on the hot seat. And it's like, dog, if you were watching, Jalen Hurts was one of the only bright spots. Like, while the team's on fire, this dude's coming out of it like he's Superman untouched, dude. Like, I don't know if they weren't watching the same thing, but crazy, man. But I think he is going to go off here. I think Hurts is going to have a great year. So, yeah, man, I think AJ will be the leader of the pack, but plenty to go around here, especially with Kellen Moore as that new OC. So very excited for this offense. Great question. You know what? Dylan, because you asked that, and Lil G, this is a family here, so we're all very happy for you and love to see you guys sharing that love. Let's have it go. But let me find this. Holy Lord, I still got these I did a top 30 of our additions, the draft picks, the free agent signings, undrafted guys. Go check that one out. I still got a lot of those graphics, but I want to show you the offense. So let's take a gander here at this depth chart. And again, try not to get worked up about who the starters are. We'll figure all that stuff out. But Anaya Smith, I think, is the future there at 3. And we talk about Tyler Steen. I think he is the right guard of the future. We will hope he has continued to develop. I think bright future for him. We'll see. He's got Keegan, Hennessy, Becton, all here that can compete for that guard spot. So let's go. But this offense as a whole, my God, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. And I mean, you still have Mailata and Johnson as your tackles. Dickerson is still here. Jurgens, I think he's going to do just fine. Obviously, Jason Kelce, one of the best we've ever seen at center. I just think obviously a huge loss, but when the Jason Kelce, that guy is giving you, the blessing and saying, you got to draft this kid. He's the next me. Yeah, I'll take it. And I think, we saw at right guard last year, he did pretty well. And I'm excited to see what he does at center. But this offense, man, ooh, baby, I hope you guys are ready for a show. And, we talk about this defense, though, you know what I mean? Like, I've never been concerned about what the offense, we knew it was the coordinator. We talked about this last year. We talk about just the team kind of falling apart, like not just the coordinator, the players, everybody just kind of not following what's going on, not on the same page. And then, you just see the dysfunction, and that sucks. But you bring in Kellen Moore, you change all this stuff, but the defense is where we're like, all right, dude, we need an overhaul here. And that is exactly what you saw. And people were mad at me for talking about Reddick earlier this all season, but it's like, hey, man, I was just trying to inform you that it just like I did last year when I was warning you about this situation. When you draft, you need to draft someone. You get a Nolan Smith, and we did that. And it's like, I'm just trying to show you that if you look into the future, if you see these things and the contracts and the numbers and why it makes sense that, hey, we should maybe draft it. You see a lot. Someone was just the other day arguing with me online, like, Nolan Smith sucks. He's an off-ball linebacker. I'm like, no, he's actually an edge. And they're like, no, he's not. You got to learn football. It's like, I wish these people that would say this stuff had just like a basic understanding, because then they went on to say there's no such thing as a Sam linebacker in the NFL anymore. And I just was blown away. I said, do you understand what a Sam linebacker is? That just means they're a linebacker on the strong side. And if you call them Will, that's on the weak side. And if you switch the play and the person's just standing there, they could go from a Sam to a Will because the sides changed. Like the receiver goes in motion, or I was baffled. I was like, you understand that basic concept of a strong side and a weak side, right? And like, there is off-ball linebackers, because not only do the Eagles have them, and that's what Nolan Smith is. Again, I was trying to explain that. But 17 out of the 32 teams in the NFL use it. So over half of the teams are using it. It's just, I wish somebody just would have a basic understanding before just the way they pop off about how much they know and just literally know absolutely nothing. It is truly mind-blowing to me. And I don't even get upset anymore or argue with people. It's just like, damn, dog. Like, I just take them to the woodshed, wash my hands, and that's it. It's like, hey, man, I'm just trying to help you understand the game. And I know it's turned into this like weird, I don't know, man, like a teeny bopper kind of thing now. It's not even like football. It's like everybody just wants to make stuff up and shock value. And like, it's really weird to me. And that's what you guys know. My show is different. Like, I appreciate all of you that enjoy this stuff, because it's like, I don't get it out there, dude. Like, people really enjoy being lied to and like just arguing and being mad. It's like, well, I guess that is what the media is built for. Like, that's what they're designed to do to people. And it works, man. It really does. You see people just eating that shit right up, dude. So, but I love you guys, man. I'm glad you guys enjoy this stuff, because I thought I was going crazy before I, started on the road to victory. And, I started on my deathbed because it was just a little too much for me. Just how lost everybody seemed in the media and what they do to fans. Just not cool, man. But Yo, congrats. Oh, Unc G. That's no more little G. You're Uncle G. So let's go. Candy, appreciate you tuning in. Luffy, my man. Go Birds. Appreciate you, my dude. What do you think about the cornerback situation? Quarterback two, mainly. You see Kelly Ringo starting. It's a great question, John. You know what? We just showed the offense. So let's go ahead and take a gander at this defense. So, John, to me, open competition right now, and I'm all about it. And don't forget Isaiah Rodgers either. So, let me take a look right here. We go. So you're talking about them corners, and I mentioned this before. Like, dude, I shoved all these guys in at nickel because Isaiah Rodgers plays outside. I cannot stress that enough. But if these guys are so good that we have outside, and to me, it's Slay, Mitchell, and Ringo. And not to say that Rodgers can't be, but it's like if you want another starter, just have him play inside or whatever you want to do. But I think Isaiah Rodgers is somebody that needs to be starting. But Cooper DeJean, if he has shown that, he comes right in the NFL, look, we can afford to let him develop. He can help at safety and corner, be one of those depth pieces. I'm cool with that. But again, just like with the offense, don't get worked up too much about what I have as the starters. But dude, I think that Kaylee Ringo, like I said last year, everybody, he has to play safety. He's moving to safety. I don't know who made that up, but it was like, dude, he is not. Like, he's actually a kid I had hope for as a corner, and I thought he was a steal. Loved when we traded up for him last year, and I think he's got a bright future. So, dude, a lot of competition. So for me, it is Ringo, Slay, Mitchell, Rodgers, DeJean, and hell, even Avonte Maddox could fight for that starting nickel job just because he has the most experience there. They don't want to put Rodgers there. Maybe Rodgers wins that outside job, but Quinyon Mitchell is really talented. And, I've heard a couple people try to slander, he went to Toledo, and I heard it pre-draft too. And I didn't care then. As I told you, he is the number one corner in that draft. And the fact that we got him and Cooper DeJean blows my effing mind because how much I love those two. So, very excited about the corner competition, man. And talk about the safeties, Gardner-Johnson being added, hoping Sidney Brown gets healthy. But you've got a lot of guys, dude. You added Tyler Hall. Sean Stevens, the undrafted kid, led the nation in interceptions the last 2 years with 16. You've got Eli Ricks here. Bradbury, we'll see what happens. Job is there. Goodrich. We signed Perry Nickerson, Andre Sand, the undrafted kid, McCollum, and Garner. I mean, dude. And those were reserve future signings. So you have so much competition at the corner and safety spot, and there's so many versatile pieces that guys like DeJean and Gardner-Johnson can play that safety or nickel, and same goes for Maddox, and Tyler Hall could dabble. Zach McPherson can play inside, outside. Sean Stevens, you could try him in a little safety, and in Vic Fangio's defense, that's just kind of how it works. And we talk about that person trying to tell me there's no such thing as outside linebackers. You guys know in these parts I call them edge, and I put ED there instead of DE or OLB for the defensive end or outside linebacker. I just call them an edge, man, because they could be either. We play multiple fronts just the way it is. I try to simplify it to get people to understand, but it's been, about 5 years of trying now to get people to understand. Well, 4 to get, the understanding of how this defense, a multiple scheme defense, because this will be the 4th year the Eagles are running it. And every year it's, we're changing. We're running the 3-4 now. And it's always, no, that's not what it is. And you guys can go check out that Vic Fangio defense video where I break it all down and show you all kinds. I think like 17, 18 different structures I had in that. And you can see all the good times, man. And you know what? Son of a, I think I still have them too. Let me find them. So, everybody talks about, 3-4. And I get it because, look, that's how you can look at it. And that's, your outside linebackers are Sweat and Huff there. And, one's strong, one's weak. And that's the Will and the Sam that apparently don't exist anymore. But your off-ball linebackers, you got White, Dean, Zach Bond there. But talked about it. It's really more so, a 5-2, that tight front that they'll play. And this is, awesome. And I get really excited about it. But we also talk about that 5-1 that I felt there was a huge lack of last year. That penny front that we talk about where, you have that one off-ball linebacker and then you have a nickel corner. And we've, during this show, we talked about it. Dude, you can have guys all over the place. And, here you see this, but I had different variations like moving guys around. This is a 4-man front because we do run even fronts as well. And, then you talk about having like a big nickel where, you could put DeJean at safety, Gardner-Johnson. And I just threw in guys like Sidney Brown. And I wanted you just to see all the different places like these guys can play and the things they can do and what this defense is all about. But man, we added so much competition here. So I'm very pumped to see what happens with the cornerbacks here. So John, a very great question there, but it could be Ringo, it could be, Quinyon Mitchell, it could be Isaiah Rodgers. We'll see if DeJean wants to try to win a job. It's open season here, baby, and I'm all about it. Love the fact that we are just loaded right now at corner. So let's go. But let me jump on over here and all right. So Johnny Wilson can turn out. Hey, yeah, man. Look, you guys know my infatuation with him before the draft. I think, this is the right system to help teach him. So very pumped and let's go. Appreciate you tuning in, China. Go Birds. And hey, look, Tiffany, I'm glad to hear you repeating it because I'm telling you, it ain't taking long for everybody else to jump aboard. I promised you at the beginning of SICKO season, I mapped out how exactly we were going to build this team to win the Super Bowl. Oh, well, we got to get rid of the coordinators and everything's over. As I told you then, not even close, baby. The offense, the defense had a lot of, structural pieces to build on. And, dude, we talked about what we needed to do in free agency. We did it. We talked about what we needed to do in the draft. We did it. And so I'm going to stay, exactly where I was before that. Free agency, we got the guys I talked about in the draft. 7 out of the 9 guys we talked about as my top picks for the Eagles. I'm very excited about what is going to happen. So, yeah, you can mark my words on that. Yeah, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. I promise you. Today he was on time. And really, I really, I missed all of you. So glad that you guys are all pumped up in here and let's effing go. Congratulations to you. It's awesome. See, just like we talked about, F them and what they were trying to saddlebag you with, but it's over. You rode the storm, and sometimes you have to. And, dude, I know. I trust me. I know that sucks ass. It does. Anytime someone's trying to treat you like shit, you're a human being. Unacceptable, man. And it just sucks in this world the way it's built that you just sometimes smile and bite your tongue. And not always, man. And I'm not somebody to really be able to sit here and preach that to you because if anybody knows me, I have a hard time keeping this thing closed. But I'm very happy for you, proud of you. That's awesome, dude. She tried her best to stop you, but see, perseverance. Let's go. Hey, dude, it's really been a long time. It's almost been a week, so insane. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Really, I hate that it's been so busy. I'm like, man, I can't believe we have had years together where we've just been able to pump out contact, working mostly from home and doing stuff where I could sit here and be able to do anything sometimes I wasn't able to be right on the dot, but I tried. And now it's just, I've gotten myself, dude, to a spot where I'm out on the jobs. I'm still doing stuff outside of just so I work and then I work again. It's just nuts, man. It's really nuts. But I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I've done my best for years to give you the best content. I've paved the way for so many content creators to just follow my footsteps, and that's all I wanted, man, was to get people to start talking about what's actually happening. Do cool stuff, man. Start getting interviews with players and media people, and that's all I ever wanted, man. From day one, that's all I've ever wanted. People to understand the cap, know what the depth chart looks like, and who actually plays where, rather than this just basic understanding that was out there. So you sickos, I appreciate you. And I promise you, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to do my best to continue giving you content and everything you need as I can, especially as we get closer to camp and all that stuff. Competition camp is going to be insane, my friend. And, hey, I appreciate that, dude. And right, I think that I appreciate you saying that. But to me, it's just, I put in the work, right? For you guys, because you keep showing up, and I tell you, I'll keep doing the work. You keep showing up, and behind the scenes, I'm always figuring my stuff out for the Eagles. And I want you guys to always be ahead of the curve, to know what's coming. Hey, we're going to probably sign this guy. Jimmy Smith told me, hey, we're going to do this. And that's what I like. The fact that you can trust me. You don't have to. And look, with the draft stuff, I don't know how the hell it went 5 years in a row. And I know you guys try to give me 6 here with this year, but look, the fact that this year I was able to tell you 7 players out of the 9. The only 2 I didn't get were the 2 offensive linemen. And what's so funny is if you go back and watch that offensive lineman show, that's literally when work started getting insane. And I was like, look, I don't know much about the O lineman here, so we're just going to talk about some guys that I watched last year and was intrigued by. I didn't get to deep dive. So hell, I could have gone 9 out of 9. No, I'm just kidding, dude. But dude, it's something that I love doing for you guys. And no matter how crazy it gets, I'm always going to try to put out that content. That was crazy this year. I couldn't believe I was able to get those shows out in time. But the fact that, like, every time we were picking, I'm like, it's another one of my guys. And I would just post my clip. I was like, well, I could just post my video from before the draft and where I talk about them. And I got to post 7. I mean, you go to my shorts on YouTube and I like pick a part from the show where I talk about them. And it's just like, oh, well, this is why I like them. If you guys want to know, I told you before the draft. And I love doing that each year. You know, we always get a bunch of my guys, but I don't think I've ever gotten 7. So that was pretty awesome, dude. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I'm glad, you know, we're going to have some really cool guys that we like to talk about this off season. Going to be some great competition. And I told you, we're going to be doing that show, breaking down all those training camp battles. And, you know, the wide receivers, the tight ends, everybody getting involved. That's something I'm looking forward to indeed, my friend. But go Birds, E-Money. Appreciate you, dude. Hope you're having a great weekend. Dude, it felt like years to me. I'm telling you, this week, dude, I'm not kidding, dude. It was, dude, I asked him to come on last year when he was signed. I asked him again at the beginning of the offseason, asked him again like a month ago, asked him. I try to reach out, but now everybody and their grandmother has, you know, the same ideas and that. So they kind of killed it once COVID started. You know, I was the only one out here doing this stuff. And then all of a sudden it was like, holy shit, like an influx of people were just like, hey, what's that guy doing? And hey, I'm happy that, you know, to see other people find success through that. And that's awesome. But, you know, this is to always stand against the media. That has always been, and there's some good people in the media, don't get me wrong, but there's just so much dumb stuff out there. And look, I would love to have time just to get players or anybody back on. And I talked to my one buddy about coming on, and that'd be cool just to get an inside look. There were some other ideas I had, but it's been nuts. And yeah, no doubt. Dude, and I'm always happy to see other people find success through that. So it's awesome. And congrats. Yeah, congrats again to you for sure. Words getting expressed. Hey, look, I appreciate you guys. And dude, I hate it, man. I really hate you were going through that. And you know, I was telling you how my boss was saying the same thing. You know, he was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know. It's like, I appreciate you being a positive impact on the team, man. Like, you really been great to have you around. I'm like, dude, like, that's so funny to me. Like, I always try to, but it's like, it really has been good for me. Like, I'm working, dude, like this week, you should see, man. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, how much sun I got, but we're working on top of a mountain. And I remember on Friday, I think it was, it said it felt like 106 degrees. And dude, I honestly, I thought I was going to die each day. And I was just pounding water. And we have this like mist thing hanging in front of the tent with the tools. So like, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go grab that like all the time. Just, I wouldn't even mind having to walk, like, even though that was kind of getting brutal at the, you know, the end of the day. But dude, we were out there, man, putting in work, and we were building a rock wall with, I'm not kidding. If you saw some of the pictures I posted, like, dude, like the size of this room, where some of them were like, what? He's like, yeah, I ordered these big ones if you can mix them with these smaller ones. So we're sitting here literally, dude, like trying to match up these like flat stones with these round stones with this, dude. It's like, it's insane. I'm going to post some pictures when I'm done, but dude, it has been an insane week. And there's dark times in those moments. And, you know, I love being able to, you know, there's daily shows, being able to talk to you guys about that stuff, because we all go through stuff, right? And China, I know you were going through stuff, and I always try to relate, you know, with you guys. You know, I'm never trying to tell you a story to, you know, cut out what you're going through. I always just try to look, hey, I'm with you. We're all going through something. And in that moment, you were, you know, going through some things that nobody wanted to see you and do that, you know, someone do that to you. So I hate it for you. And I try to do the same thing at work, and you help remind me that, you know, when I sit here with you guys, it reminds me to do that at work, and vice versa, you know, where like with family, anything where it's just like, you know, I gotta remember to be that positive impact and be the change that I wanted to be when I first started this. And I think things got twisted there for a couple of years, because I just got so much hate for predicting the Super Bowl and then predicting who we would draft. And then, having Howie's back and telling everyone Jalen Hurts was going to be, the man. And, I get it. People hated me for that, but it's like, I think, I got sidetracked by that because I just always wanted to talk football and people are always so mad about it. And it was like, I don't get it, but now I get it. People are miserable. It was just like, I got to ignore those people and find the real sickos. And that's what I've done, man. You guys, you're a true blessing on my life. I tell you, you're part of my family, and I appreciate you more than you know. So I love that you guys, come here and help me through my dark times. And I'm happy that, we can, any of us, all of you sickos together with me, we can bring any kind of light to any of you guys out there, girls, whatever, dragons, I don't care, whatever. I love you all. And, dude, I'm so happy that you passed. F that teacher, man. I can't. You really had me heated that night, too, because it's just like so sick how people, like, you could really ruin someone's life, like fail you, and really just like that could set off the wrong chain of events for you where it's just like, why, dude? Why not help somebody? Or not even, you don't even have to be a help, man. If you want to be a piece of crap, fine. But like, don't be a hindrance, right? Like, you don't have to be extra shitty to people, but hey, whatever, dude. People want to be like that, but that's where I've been trying to remind myself, like, I gotta be that change, man. You can't fall for it. I can't fall into the masses, just I identify as this direction. I'm pissed off at you and I hate you, and everybody's mad, and I hate it, dude. I do. To see the government just controlling people and see what, the media really gets people going, dude, and it's crazy. I don't know if you guys ever watch like The Boys or anything, but that show is so funny how like really kind of hits on like what's happening to pretty much everyone in this world, dude. And it's like, God help us all. So this is my escape right here. The Eagles with you guys, so let's get it, dude. Like, let's just escape it all. But, and that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, Tiffany. This is that time, just like when Chelsea comes on or Dom or get that time together. It's like, that's uno, that's number one for me. That's the most important. But I just think, obviously you guys are right there with it. You guys are, I literally have a hair in my eye. You see this damn thing? Sorry, dude. My hair is like out right now. Oh man, looking wild. It's all right. I apologize, but that's exactly what we do in these parts. So love you guys. I really do. I also seen I will be running more motion on this. Oh yeah. Seen last year up in the stagnant. Oh, that's all we could talk about at the end of the year is how they didn't do anything. So yeah, go check out all those videos about Kellen Moore, any of the coaches we hired. All those things you can go to the YouTube channel, go to playlists. There is stuff for the roster updates, the cap updates, the draft stuff, free agent stuff, but coaching stuff is there too. So every coach we hired, there is information on him, what his schemes are like, all that stuff. We talk about, there's one video where it has all of them as a whole, so you don't have to go back and watch every single guy we hired or a group of people we hired in little chunks. I try to give it to you guys all and then do like recaps. So you have roster recaps, you have coaching recaps. So go check that stuff out. But Kellen Moore, man, you're going to see a lot more. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, there's 12 personnel, maybe even some 21 where you're seeing two backs in the backfield. So guys like Saquon and Will Shipley together, or Kenny Gainwell. I know people get furious about that, but he can block. So maybe, whatever. We're going to talk about all that. I think, I've always done the Vic Fangio defense. Well, the people trying to be Vic Fangio the last few years. Now we actually got him. But we do these videos and we break down what the defense is going to be. But now, the offense. But with the offense, there's so many effing, like, I don't want to have to just sit here and give you a million different structures. Like, you guys know how they can line up, what they can do. And same with the defense, but maybe I could show you different, structures and things that maybe we were lacking in last year that, I felt that I probably sounded like a broken record that I kept bringing up over and over and over and over. The short, intermediate, just motion, and not just doing motion to do it, but like to understand why you're doing it. And you could see that the coordinators were struggling. And I know people were pissed at me. Oh, Brian Johnson. It's like, well, dog, I don't know how else to tell you. It's inexperience. And unfortunately, trying to run the same stuff over and over again, just that doesn't work out. So, but I'm excited about this offense, man. I really am. Go Birds! Appreciate you tuning in, Gene. Hope you're doing well. Whatever damn time it is for you. 10:30 here. Oh, Lord. This is how I stay informed. And I thank you for tuning in, man. And look, you guys are awesome, dude. And go Birds, right? That's my I love you. That's my goodbye. Hello. That's seriously, dude. Like that. Seriously. Like talk to my pop, my brother, It's just, that's just how it goes. Go Birds. Like, it could be a random stranger. Just, yeah, you're the man. It's just go Birds means it all, dude. Just, I love it. I truly do. And I love all over the globe being able to. Now, I'm not all over the globe. I'm saying you guys are tuning in all over the globe. Other people are yelling it out. You see people with Eagle stuff. I wish I was global. I saw, Stephen A. Smith asking for 25 million effing dollars a year. I think they got the wrong Smith. Okay, and I don't need 25. You can start me off at 1. I'll be fine with that. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine if they put me on ESPN? Hell, I'll go with Stephen A. Smith. And man, I just always wondered what someone like him or Skip Bayless, like, what would they do against someone that actually understands, about what's going on, rather than this shock value, always whining weird stuff. So see, I got myself. I just think, and there's, something to say about, what Stephen A's done over his career, earned his way up. That's awesome. And he has. But my point being, if shock value guys are getting paid like that, like, imagine what somebody who wants to inform people, like, imagine if I was able to teach the world how the cap works, or teach them, just what a defense is, or why I call people an edge defender, because they can play defensive end or outside linebacker. So they're not just a linebacker or a defensive end. And, people getting confused with edge rushers and defensive tackles, interior D linemen who could play D ends in that 4 technique. It's just, I try my best to, simplify things. It's not always so simple with this stuff, but I ways for people to understand it. I try to, like, how would I try to convey this to someone in a conversation? So that's why I do it like this and always have. And I'm glad a lot of you get a lot from this and enjoy this, because it means the world to me that you do, because I've always just wanted, as you say, friends, and I've wanted family that it was, let's talk about this. Let's not just whine and be mad and everybody sucks, trade. Like, I grew up around a lot of that. Like, I know how that goes, dude. I was going to the vet as a young kid and seeing it all. And I understand the madness and the always give up attitude, but that was not what we were diehards in my family. See, my family, from my grandfather worked at Connie Mack Stadium. Like, the Eagles are in our blood, dude. Like, I need you to understand, in our blood from the inception of them. So it's just, we bleed green, baby. And I've just been looking for more people that truly, truly bleed green. And I found you. So I appreciate you guys. I do. I'm glad you enjoy this stuff. And I love the shows like this, where we get to just shoot the shit, and talk about anything in life. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to do my best. If anything happens on vacation, I'll go live from the beach or wherever the hell we're at. But I appreciate you guys. I do. I really do. How option bonuses get spread over the contract, and all option bonuses guaranteed once picked up. Okay. Let me hold on. Can you explain how option bonuses get spread over the contract? Well, that's just kind of depends on what the option is. They just put things in place in the contract. So there's some that are guaranteed. There's some that aren't. Like, there's so much terminology that goes into these, that there's so many variations of those. So there's ones that I don't believe, all of yours are going to be guaranteed once it's picked up, because there's just, I guess the way you're saying it, sorry, I'm kind of trying to think about this and say it at the same time, but I think, once you pick an option up for that year, it's usually just something like, this is what's going on this year. But there's like certain dates sometimes where maybe they only have to pay a little bit of this, like you saw with, Reddick or Sweat or whoever it was, Sweat, pushing back like a date to be able to get something done, where there's just certain dates where all that stuff, when you see like people, oh, why aren't these draft picks signing? And I'm already telling you the numbers and like what they're going to get paid. I already know the money. Like, that is never what's going on. It's not about, like what is, numbers are going to be, because you already know. Now, what's the difference is, all the little things, man, all that stuff you're asking there, anything, your bonuses, what's going to happen after that rookie contract? What happens if this happens within this time limit? So a lot of stuff goes into that, man. But always happy to break that kind of stuff down for you. Sorry if that was a little all over the place, but hopefully I answered your question. And Jackson, I hope you're having a great week, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. And any info on the consideration for separating quarterback contracts from the cap and anything on how it would work. First off, hello to you, Linda. Hope all is well. But I have not heard anything like that. It's been a really busy week for me, but I don't think that would ever be something they would do. That's, you got to account for the players. Yeah, I don't know anything. Who's saying out anything about that? Yes, all about that. Stick together. That's what it's about. Family. Let's go. My man, Keith. Not Keith. Yo, dude. Appreciate you, dude. And as always, go Birds. You know it. Every single video you put out. So, hey, that's awesome. And you guys you're too cool, man. Like, that's awesome to me. And now I get like statistics, like where around the world, like all the different countries like that are watching. Insane. Where you guys are watching, like over 10%, it said, of people are now watching you on a TV. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are putting me on your TVs. Like, and I know some of you do. And it's hilarious to me. I love it, man. I think you guys are awesome for that. And, I know once you like keep growing on YouTube and I'm the snail here, tortoise in the hair, I guess. But as you hit certain plateaus, like I forget what it was, but it allows now like to have a tab when you go to my page where it says, recommended, I guess someone was telling me. So I'm like, that's what's up. So like it shows them the videos they haven't watched. And cool if you guys are able to go back, but try not to judge me too hard on the older ones, when I'm trying to get things figured out. But too funny. But you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you always tuning in and giving your support, Tiffany. Thank you for that. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I drifted off from that conversation somehow, but like, just think about that. Like, think about what, it would do for this world. Like, if we could just actually explain how stuff works, dude. And like, Jackson, imagine if I could make a show, about that question you asked. Like, hey guys, here, I have an idea for today's show. I do this anyway to myself. Like, I make daily shows. Like, you guys have seen it last like 5 years, right? I mean, I'm not tripping. So it's like, I don't understand how they struggle to come up with content and have to make stuff up all the time. Cause it's like, dude, hire me, give me all the like stats and the stuff they have available. Could you imagine what I could do with all the numbers? Like, not just like I work with the bare minimum and somehow, work my little magic for you. But like, dude, just imagine what I could do on a large scale. And it's like, dude, we could have everybody understanding how things work and not pissed off all the time and mad. And it's like, but you're going to pay someone $25 million. That's going to get them pumped. But I guess that's kind of the whole point. Like, that's what they want, people to get worked up. So I guess that's why I don't fit in too well. But hey, man, that's all right. I'd like to get paid some millions of dollars to talk about sports. I really would. I think that'd be great. But that is a good one, Linda. He definitely is. Great question about quarterbacks too. And I don't know what's going on there. I didn't hear anything, but literally I have not looked at anything. So I mean, a horse could have drop kicked, one of the personnel members, and I would have no idea. I'll be honest with you. For my friends, very close to Rodgers Ringo, were to be close to Quignon, Trading Kennedy, start Rodgers Ringo. Well, we talked about this, during that show that, he could dabble inside if you want, but I doubt they would really put Quignon there. He is the future outside. I don't know that he or DeJean needs to start right off the bat. And I'm not mad about that in any way, shape, or form. And you're going to hear, opposing teams fans or just whiny fans, pissed off. Why would you, first round pick, second round pick, why are they starting? It's like, well, dude, when you've got guys that can start in front of them, that's kind of how it works. So, God forbid, Avonte Maddox, if he's starting and something happens, and you've got Ringo, you've got Rodgers, you've got Slay, all that could compete for these jobs where you don't have to throw these kids into the fire, man. And, a lot of times players can be ready and they come into the NFL and they're whooping ass and hell yeah. But if you don't have to and you can allow them to learn a very complex defense, I'm more than okay with these rookies not starting right away. But, dude, I'm pumped up. Loves no matter what Quinn will be on the field. Hey, look, he could definitely win that starting outside job. I think that, he's going to dabble inside, outside, just like we talked about, when we got him. I think the fact that all these guys are very versatile, it's huge. And that's always why I talk about those certain players when I talk about perfect fits for the Eagles, because that's what they were. And Vic Fangio is going to have a good time with them, I promise. One of the sports guys reported about the quarterback cap. I have no idea. That would be really weird if they did that, just so you can pay your quarterbacks millions and millions and millions and not have to work. People are just pissed off that Howie did that contract with Hurts, and they have no idea how it works. And you hear people, wait till Hurts, and they've done it now. Like they did it this year, and now they're going to try to do it next. And it's going to be funny each time. It's like, we've already got the restructures like built into it, and it's fine that they don't get it. But I'll have to look into that. I'm not saying that is not true. I'm just saying I did not see anything, because really haven't been able to even like breathe at all in life. Like I'm telling you, and being out in this heat, it has truly destroyed my soul. Like I got my ass kicked this week more than I ever have in my life. And dude, people are quitting this job like left and right. Like it is hard work. And it's like so funny to me. I'm like, dude, I'm out here with cirrhosis of the liver. Like I am not supposed to be doing this kind of work. And he said, look, man, they just don't, they can't, I don't know. I don't want to bash him, but it's just like, damn, dude, young little pups can't hang with the big dogs. With the bare minimum, still provide the best content, most knowledge. I appreciate you. And you know it is that bare minimum, man. Because damn, would I love to be able to give you more. I would. I wish and look, with this job, the way things keep going, hey, I'll be able to get a better computer. And I want to buy. There's this one thing, dude, not like PFF. That's all right. I know a lot of people love that stuff, but there's this one. It's like $500 a year. Like, ooh. But it's, oh my gosh, I have it saved in my phone, but it is this database. Like, dude, it puts PFF to shame. Like, this is what the teams use, man. We're talking analytics that would make you crap your pants, dude. Like, who's lining up at the left defensive end during rushing on third downs? Like, I'm talking insanity, dude. So, look, once I'm able to finally like build this thing into something that's profitable, I'll be able to do that. But that was always the problem. It was always like, I was doing all this stuff, and then when I do it, everybody was mad at me, and then someone would just copy me, a couple days, a week, months, a year later, and then everybody's like, this is awesome, and then I'm like, what the? So I don't know, man. I guess I'm too like I should stop getting stuff right and like stop telling people how things work, and I guess start making stuff up, and then we'll grow the channel, and then I'll get back to. I would never do that to you, but dude, I try, and I know that probably I know a lot of people get offended. They're like, "Oh, dude, it's not. I don't like your camera." I'm like, I hate my camera. I like to punch it right now. I'll be real with you. I hate it all, but dude, doing what I can with what I get, and I just hope that what I can provide at least gives you something when you're done watching. Like, hey, I had a good time. Hey, I learned something today. Like that. That's all I want to hear, man, that you guys are enjoying it. That's what it's all about to me. And that makes absolutely no sense to me either. But if someone's just making it like saying they should do that, of course they do, because they hire all these dudes now that like, I don't understand what's happening to sports. I don't know. And like, I don't know. Like, I really just sit back and I'm like, I know these people have never played football or learned anything about it. Like, I can tell, and they just make shit up, and people are like, I'm gonna retweet and like this 700 times and make sure everyone else does, and then the world is like, yeah, and I'm like, who is Dan Dickerson? Who oh, he ranked Jalen Hurts number 10 in the quarterbacks, and like, I don't give a shit. Like, dude, they were doing that stuff for years. They were trying, and I had all those media people in a headlock, dude. I was trying to teach them about Hurts, and how offended they got when I try to compare, his first 19 starts to Josh Allen. And I was just trying to help them, and they were going off about how, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo needed to be and I was just trying to help them. But hey, what do I know? Jalen Hurts, Howie Roseman, we got to get rid of them. Or no, they're actually pretty good, right? Oh, weird. Oh yeah, I know. And I'm going to the beach to enjoy a little bit of it. If it gets too hot, then I'm going to go in the air conditioning and enjoy that. Go eat some awesome food. I'm not going to be working in it. I can tell you that much. So let's effing go. I'm pumped up about that. I'm not going to lie to you, because this week was truly insane. I'm telling you, like, dog, the cuts, the bruises, that's nothing. The heat, man. I didn't care about the massive rocks and the stone and digging and just the heat just makes you, oh my God, it was brutal. Brutal. So make sure you're all drinking your water, staying hydrated, staying cool. Don't want to see anything happen to you because that stuff is brutal. I can't believe we had to work on top of a mountain. Like literally, you had to drive up this windy ass road to get to this dude's fancy little house up there. Oh, everything cut off, no trees, so it's just wide open, sitting on top of this effing mountain, dude. Just basing away. And this dude, this homeowner, Ricky Bobby, who comes out with his shirt off, trying to tough guy us. I don't know. He comes out, dude. This guy got about 20 minutes, maybe. I'm not giving him a half hour, maybe a little over 20 minutes. He got into mowing his lawn, and this dude turned it off and went back inside. And I was like, yeah, man, this is not for the faint at heart after we put in 10 hours that day. I was like, yeah, maybe just go sit inside, get your sippy cup, and leave it to the real men. But, dude, it is hot as hell out there. So if you guys, any of you work outside, bless you. I know what you're going through. And, oh, my God. Bring 76 waters. Bring a cooler. That's what I've been doing, man. I bring my Boost, my old man shakes. They give me a little energy, and then I whack a water right after because milk was a bad choice in this weather. So got to be careful with that. But, yeah, I can't wait. Training camp will begin at the end of this month. And then, we'll get into, all the preseason love. And look, 76 days away is not too long. I tell you, once that every year, I tell you, once that countdown starts, get ready because football is going to be here. We're literally right now. Just remember this moment. We're going to be on day 0, dude. Football is tonight. Let's go. Like, I hope you're ready. Like, I hope you are ready. It's coming, dude, like a hurricane. And that countdown every day when I wake up, I'm like, let's go. I cannot wait to make that next number. Let it go down one more day. And, dude, staying busy like this has definitely helped it because I'm like, didn't I just make the 100 days, 99? And obviously I make the 100 and it's like, oh, we will be celebrating the count. And we get a player every day. So 99 we began and it was crazy, dude. We've been doing that for 5 years together. So I enjoy that. And I enjoy to see all the other content creators and everybody else doing that now. And it's what we're trying to get started, man. We want to be the change, right? We want to stand up to the media, always whining every year. Let's get people excited because this year they better be excited and they better jump on board quick if they're not already, because I'm telling you, the trophy's coming back. It's ours, dude. I'm telling you, if we stay healthy, if we follow the blueprint we've talked about, if this offense and defense are going to be exactly like we already talked about, I tell you here now, as I told you months ago, we're going to the Super Bowl and we're going to win it. I'm telling you, get excited. Now, again, as I said, remember the Super Bowl is not week 1. So if you are struggling the first few weeks with the new coordinators, new players, things are happening where you see some disconnectors, things are not, 100% yet. That's football, man. Give it some time. And by the end of the year, this team, it will be the juggernaut we speak of, and we will be hoisting that trophy. Let's effing go Birds. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I got some stuff to get done. And, oh, my God, I can't. No, it is not that time. I got some stuff to get done. Got to get up early, heading to the beach, man. So anything happens during this week, I will report on it when I can, whether that's early. If it's early and I'm on the beach or something, like I'm probably not going to see it. So when I see it, when I can, I will talk to you guys. If not, I will be back. And I think next Friday. So if it's in a timely manner, we'll have a Fan Friday. If not, we'll have Sicko Saturday next week. I'll see you here, same place, same time. But well, maybe not same time. I don't know. But dude, I hate that, so busy, but I think they were definitely loading me up with stuff before I left. So it was like, but dude, I'm gonna miss you guys again. And I'll be making those posts every day. So you want to keep in contact, say what's up, go Birds. Like I'm gonna be able to. I'm on vacation now. I can actually answer all your questions. So I'm gonna try to do that on the beach at times. And that'll be nice. I need this. I need this break, man. I do. But this was so nice to see you guys, talk to you guys, and get ready for Eagles football together. We'll continue doing it throughout this Sicko season. And look, I have some shirts I want to put out. I put out that Go Birds design last week, I think it was. So I'm going to try to get a few more out here for this off season. And then in this, regular season here, we're going to get some more. So appreciate you all. As I always say, if you're watching this later, feel free, comment down below. I'd love to talk some birds. You think of something later, you want to talk about it if you're watching now, let's go. Comment. I'm all about it. You want to talk about something other than birds, you're always free to reach out on any of these platforms. Always here as a friend. You guys need anything. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all, man. I really do. And no, don't say that. I'll be tagging you. Well, you can just comment on the videos. You don't have to tag me in any of that, like fake news stuff or any of that. I do not ever need to see any of it. I mute those people for a reason. But if you want to tag me to say hello, you guys want to say hello in the mornings, I'll always be posting those. That's not going away. We're counting this down no matter what, dude. I told you, I could be back in my deathbed in the coffin. Doesn't matter. That countdown's happening. Let's go, baby. But you know what's coming. You know what I want to hear down below. If you think the Eagles are ready to win the Super Bowl this year, well, I want you to follow Luffy right here and give me a go, birds. That's right. But look, you guys are awesome. I hope you had a fantastic week. Hope you have a fantastic week coming up. I'm sure the Eagles are going to sign someone tomorrow while I'm on my drive, so I'll probably see you soon. But no, whenever that time is, I will talk some birds with you. But again, you need me, reach out. I appreciate all of you. Love you all like family. You truly are. If you got anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button. All the sharing, retweeting, commenting, liking this stuff, it does help. It really does. So, when you're doing it on other platforms, sending people my way, it means the world. It does. So thank you all. Have yourselves a great rest of your weekend. Try to stay cool. Today was so muggy. I don't like it, man. So stay cool out there. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe, stay cool, and as always, say it with me now, go Birds!